Good morning, Facebook family and YouTube subscribers. Today is Thursday, and I'm just got through eating breakfast, and I'm gonna take these dogs to get groomed today. They look a mess. They look like wild animals running around here, hair growing all over the place. So they're gonna go get their hair cut and get groomed and get them shaved and ready to look like decent little doggies that won't bark during my videos. So he's sitting right next to me, so hopefully there will be no barking during today's video. I hope they hear me. No barking. You got that, Vegas? Anyway, alright, so I keep getting asked this question over and over and over again. Walter, do you use steroids? Walter, what do you use? Do you use steroids? You're so huge. Do you use steroids? All right, so let me give you my history and rundown and how I feel about steroids. And when I moved to Atlanta in '89, I started working at a local gym here, and I was introduced at 19 years of age to a lot of bodybuilders who were using steroids. And I could be wrong about this, I haven't really checked. But if I'm correct, in '88, '89, steroids were sort of legal. Certain steroids were legal. And a lot of people were using them. So I'd have to check my history on that. I haven't really researched that, but I need to. But anyway, everybody was using them. Everyone. I had a couple of friends my age who wanted to be professional bodybuilders. And I was kind of like, I want to do it, but my mind wasn't exactly where it needed to be. I couldn't focus at that time. I was just getting to Atlanta. There was a lot to see and do. So I was never really able to focus on bodybuilding or really getting the basics down. But I had some friends who were my age, at that time 19, 20 years of age, who wanted to be bodybuilders, and they aggressively pursued bodybuilding, and they aggressively used steroids. So I learned a lot from listening to them about steroids, and I kind of dabbled in it a little bit, but I wasn't really serious enough, so I didn't have the money, I didn't have didn't want to spend I couldn't do the 3 and 4 hour workouts back then and I can do today. And I was skin and bones, so it was kind of like, and my friends were skin and bones too. At first, they were skin and bones, but that quickly changed. So those guys used steroids, and I would go around them, and actually they would take their shots, and actually I would give them their shots. So they had to have these shots in certain places. So this was in the early 90s. And some of those guys competed in competitions, and some of those guys had great success doing a lot of stuff concerning their bodies, whether it was competitions, acting, modeling gigs, or videos. There were a lot of music videos back there because So Def Records and LaFace Records were here. So these guys got a lot of jobs appearing in videos, from TLC to Tony Braxton to all kinds of stuff. So I thought that was very interesting. I remember all this stuff because I was right there involved with them. Then tragedy began to strike Atlanta. I would say, ever since I moved here in '89. And even when I moved here, people were starting to die from AIDS. But as the years progressed, 93, 94, 95, 96, people started dying quickly, faster. And for some people, some of my friends who were in the stages of AIDS, not HIV, but they had went over to the AIDS side. Their T cells had dropped so low. And the only thing that saved those guys' lives were steroids. The steroids helped them to add weight, add muscle, and kept them alive. You know, I personally, it's called steroid therapy. I know of people who were cancer patients who use this type of therapy to recover from cancer. I know people who are suffering from all types of ailments who use steroids, not prednisone, but bodybuilding steroids to return or have a healthy life. Now, you have to remember, I was in my late teens, early 20s when I moved here. So a lot of the people I met were older than me. Some guys were in their 30s, late 20s. So they're now in their 50s, late 40s. And a lot of these guys, a lot of them that I personally know, have never taken the HIV antiviral medications. They have only used steroids to combat HIV in their bodies. And they have had great success. As a matter of fact, I had a conversation just a few months ago with a buddy of mine, and he was trying to make the decision, should he continue using the steroids for therapy or make the switch on over to the heart antiviral medications, the HIV antivirals. So I don't know what his decision was, but I was like, if you've been doing okay so far with what you've been doing for the past 20 years, almost 20 years, you ain't been in the hospital, you ain't been sick, you haven't had any problems, you might want to just continue down that path. I don't see why change it now. Just keep doing what you've been doing. Steroids work when used in moderation. When you abuse steroids, you got a problem. Have I had friends and associates to abuse steroids? Oh, yes. Yes. Hell yes. I've seen a lot of people go too far, don't know when to stop, aggressively use steroids, and there can be some health issues with anything that you abuse and overuse. So for me, I would say the biggest problem with steroid use would be people abusing them. Now, back to me. So I dabbled with steroids in the 90s. I started reading, getting a lot of information in the 90s because a lot of my friends were using these steroids to combat HIV. So I wanted to know, there were questions in my mind about how this stuff works. I was able to get some answers, but at the same time I started a construction company, and that kind of took precedent in my life. So I didn't have time to really spend a lot of time at the gym and a lot of time with these individuals. So we kind of lost interest in. I'm working on homes, making money. They're still in the gym, bodybuilding competitions, whatever. So we kind of went separate ways. But I still knew these guys. I'd see them, hey, how you doing? They occasionally, I would see them from time to time. So I would say around the Olympics, maybe right after the Olympics, is when I really got busy with my construction company. And I didn't have the time to, because about 2 or 3 years I didn't even go to the gym. It was the worst mistake I could have ever made. I would say from 99, really from maybe 99, 2000 to about 2003. I didn't work out. So I was, 99, maybe 2000, maybe 99. I was 29 years of age. So around 2003, I was 33 years of age. I decided I'm getting back in the gym. I'll never forget it. Because I said, I'm going back. So I got a membership at Bally's. And at that time, Bally's was located in Lindbergh Plaza. Later that fall, Bally's shut down and they transferred all memberships to Crunch Gym in Buckhead. I was at Crunch Gym in Buckhead one day working out, and I felt sick, incredibly sick. Now I've been working out now going on about 6, 7, 8, 9 months. I was getting any results, maybe almost a year. But I remember getting sick, and I couldn't breathe, and I was coming down the steps and literally passed out, just about. And I grabbed myself and went down to the floor. They called an ambulance. The guy, people came, and I was fine. They were asked me a bunch of questions, and I thought maybe I was just dizzy. I just don't know what had happened. But anyway, the next day I went to my doctor, and I was like, "Look, I don't know what's going on." Because I remembered I had a couple of days when I kind of felt like this since I got back into the gym. So she checked me out. I didn't have high blood pressure. I didn't have any issues, and she did some lab work. And she tested with the lab work. She wanted to know what was going on with my liver, kidneys, and basically even my testosterone. She did all this lab work. The testosterone was the problem. At that point, my testosterone level was extremely low. I was 33 years of age. It was low, really, really low. So I was sent to see a specialist who specialized in hormone therapy replacement. I remember that, HRT, going to his office. He had this fancy office up in Buckhead. I remember going there and saying, what kind of doctor is this? When I walked to that office and saw them drop dead gorgeous men running out that office, I said, well, I must be at the right place. Anyway, he put me on a steroid called testosterone. And it made a world of difference. I did not realize. See, there's a difference between kind of fooling around with steroids in your 20s and not really knowing what you're doing. And now being a 33-year-old man, understanding I need this stuff because it's going to keep me alive and keep everything flowing. I didn't understand the importance of testosterone and what low testosterone meant. 'Cause I started reading. I never forget because the internet was around in 2003, because I remember that, but I remember doing a lot of research online. It's not like it is today. Of course, things are much better to do research online. So I was able to get some information, but it was from that doctor that I gained a ton of knowledge and information about my body, testosterone, how it works, how it functions, how your peak levels for men, peak levels for testosterone is probably about 18, 19 to 20 years of age. So I was 13 years out of that window. So he put me on testosterone, which is a steroid. He monitored. It was injectable, and I would give myself shots of testosterone, and I did that with him right up to the economy tank. Ooh, Lord. But anyway, so I got good benefits from it, but I went to a doctor who monitored my liver, testosterone levels, and there were other things that he would check, prostate. A couple other things he was always checking. So I never had any issues on the testosterone. Matter of fact, it changed my life. My sex drive went back through the roof. There are some positives to testosterone. When used the way as prescribed by a doctor, you can get some really, really good results without any negative side effects, if used properly and not abused. Write that down. Don't abuse it. So, and after that, I kind of struck out on my own. I'll never forget this. There was a pharmacy, a doctor's office out of Florida, and you can get whatever you wanted. You would have to do some type of video cam diagnosis. My doctor land transferred my stuff to them. And you can get a lot of stuff from HGH. I tried that. I tried a lot of different stuff. The HGH does not work. I can't take HGH because it gives me significant joint pain. Well, that was then. I don't know. I have not tried it since I had that joint pain. Kind of like carpal tunnel syndrome is what it felt like. So I had to come off the HGH. There was a couple other things that I was able to get. Bottom line, if you're interested in steroids, my suggestion to you would be to do research, go to your doctor, find your HRT specialist, hormone therapy, HTR, hormone therapy replacement. They got them everywhere. And since that time, when I first started in 2003, they didn't open up an office on every corner. I drive by and say, there's another office, and there's one, and there's one. And they may or may not take your insurance if you have health insurance. And it's not expensive, so the prices come down tremendously since when I started with it in 2003. So nothing wrong with testosterone or any of these substances that you can buy. Some stuff that you can get out of GNC. I don't recommend it, but there is some stuff that you can buy in GNC, but good luck with that. I'd rather go to a doctor or find me someone who knows what they're doing in the bodybuilding community and get you something good from them. It'll be a whole lot cheaper and safer than that crap at GNC. Now, there's a lot of negative stuff about steroids and all over the place. So I always say people do your research on the negatives and the positives so you can understand what you may or may not be getting yourself into if this is an interest of yours. Read the negative stuff, read the positive stuff. Ask questions. Go to your doctor, and then you'll get the answers you need to know. I don't have a problem with steroids. They work. I'm 43 years of age, damn near 50. I know friends of mine, like I said, who are in their late 40s, 50s, who may not be alive today if they did not use those steroids to combat whatever issues. I have a friend of mine. He's married, straight guy, got kids. In fact, he just had his 50th birthday, but I remember him going through cancer. And I can't remember what kind of cancer he had, but I remember after the cancer, him getting on using testosterone and some other substances. When I said, hey, man, first off, I didn't even realize he was 50 years of age. Until he showed me, I saw him recently. He was celebrating his 50th birthday. And that man looks damn good for somebody 50. And I was thinking, if I could just look like that at 50, I'd be very, very happy. So, of course, there are going to be some negative people who have negative comments because they're ignorant and don't understand. Hey, we black folks, it comes with the territory. Duh, we stupid. So, research, read, get information, get knowledge, understand it. And see, that's the key. We don't want to read. We don't want to research. We don't want to ask questions. When I go to the doctor, my doctor, I've been with the same doctor about 15, 16, 17 years. Me and our doctor, we sit there and we talk about everything under the sun. She knows everything I take. And we talk about it. Oh, I want to try this. She said she'd go do some research. You can go get the book and go sit down and go over it. Oh, well, I'm never going to do this because this. Then she said, well, she'll give me the positives and the negatives and then leave it up to me to make the decision if that's what I want to do. See your doctors. Don't be afraid. Quit living in fear. And quit listening to all this negative shit that you hear all over the internet. And I'm going to say this. And some of you may not understand this. But if you are HIV positive, I strongly suggest you find you a doctor or whatever and get on some type of steroid. It will help you live longer as long as you do not abuse it. And that is the key to this. Don't abuse it. If you use it correctly, do your research and ask questions. A friend of mine went to his doctor, he's HIV positive. They're putting him on testosterone this week. They did it, they tested his levels, it was low. You have to remember, sometimes these medications will bring your testosterone levels down some. So you may need your testosterone level. So these doctors, science has gotten much better. Doctors have got a clearer understanding than they did 10, 15 years ago about the benefits of steroids. So you talk to your doctor is what I would suggest. But if you're HIV positive, you might want to. I've seen some excellent results from people who are positive who use steroids, and some use the antiviral medications with it. So hey, ask questions, find out. So I hope this answers you all's questions. Yes, I use testosterone. I've used it since 2003 under the care of my doctors. Good ass, because I got a bunch of them. They know what I do. So hey, does that answer your questions? Nosy people. But I hope that my whole key, the reason I did this video, so I want you all to gain knowledge and understanding and try to. It's a lot longer. This video is way longer than I want. I'm at 18 minutes, and I was trying to keep it under 10 minutes. I went over. But I'm hoping that you all will reach out and seek knowledge. Read. Gain some information before you even try it. Ask your doctor and gain as much. Even after you go see the doctor, go back and research what the doctor told you. Do your research. Read. It's all over tons of stuff. Quit chasing after Beyonce and Kim Kardashian and the haves and the have-nots. Fuck all that shit. Like my daddy said, they got money. Figure out your own life. But anyway, I'm out of here. I'm ready to take a shower and get to dropping these smelly dogs off at the kennel and head to the gym. Any questions, please just submit your questions to today's video. Love to read your guys' comments. Don't forget to click that like button. And I'm out of here. You guys have a great day. Bye.